today. I am pleased, I am grateful that the maestro himself, Mr. Music Man, everybody's music man, could join us to talk entertainment right here on Entertainment with Becky. Hello to you, sir.
Hey, it's great to be here.
I am so stunned. I don't even know how to introduce the maestro because I've seen the maestro on stage performing, timeless songs, and I know everybody wants to be in my shoe right now. I'm sure they all want to be in my shoes, like touching you right now. Hello, thank you so much for making it.
It's great to be here. Thanks for the opportunity.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Blessed.
Are you always smiling?
Not all the time. When I perform, nowadays usually 30 minutes after the show, 1 hour after the show, I allow the fans to get on stage and be snapping pictures for their social media or whatever.
All that.
I don't smile when I take pictures, but when I'm with a beautiful Becky, I have to smile.
Because
it radiates.
I know, right? Yeah. Because I've seen you perform a lot of times, and it's always like you're serious about the song. This is your song. You wrote the song yourself.
You have to be. You have to be. You connect with the crowd. You need to have eyes at the back of your head. Be checking the musicians, listening to every note that is being played, because every little thing can distract your attention. Connection to the fans is what I love.
Okay.
I love when the fans are singing.
Yeah.
I mean, when you start a song and there's nothing like that. I mean, like it. So you have to be everywhere. You're on stage, you're listening to the band, you're watching the crowd, you're watching what is happening there. You're thinking of what to say, because when I'm on stage, I improvise a lot.
Okay.
Spontaneously, an idea comes, a melody comes, I'll change, bring in a new, and that's what makes live performance special. Yeah.
I don't know about the young ones, people who haven't read about you yet, but if you need more on the maestro, the music man, you can go on www.kojointry.net.
There's a book coming out soon, so they'll have a whole,
you're hearing it first time right here on Entertainment with Becky.
Yeah.
But for the young ones who are yet to read about you, you write your own songs.
Yes, I do. I write them. Most of the works that I did, the first 5 albums, 6 albums, I played almost everything. Songs like Akonoba, I played everything. Yes, I wrote that, but I did that with a wizard, Kwame Ebuaki, on keyboards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the journey. How has it been like for you? Writing timeless songs. I'm stressing on the timeless songs because I have experienced the timeless songs, and I'm telling you out there that it's timeless. Tell us about it. The journey through
the journey is still challenging.
Okay.
I was fortunate enough to have started with a band. We were, if I say a band, we're more like copycats. We will learn everything that became a hit in the West, like the Kool and the Gangs, Bob Marley and the Wailers, Mighty Diamonds, all the great songs that became hits. We copied it. When I said we had to rehearse it till by ear, everything by ear. And so we went out there having about 6 to 8 hours repertoire. And we were entertaining, Ghana, entertaining the whole of the country with it. After some time, we had the privilege of traveling to the Ivory Coast, Togo, Benin. I'm speaking about, I started with a band called Boom Talents.
Boom Talents.
Boom Talents.
Okay.
It wasn't formed by JJ. When you hear the word boom.
Boom.
But,
oh my God.
It was a band of, the gentleman who gave me the opportunity to be here today.
Okay.
Because it was difficult to get in a band. You had to be a man, you have to be an apprentice
Yes.
Sort of.
Yeah.
We called it kunkadi.
Yeah. Sounds like an instrument.
Yeah. It sounds, yes, it does.
Yeah.
You have to be like, be with them when they are traveling, helping. If you want to learn to play drums, then you become the apprentice of the drummer. He teaches you how to fix them. So before the band comes on stage and you setting up, you get a chance to try your hands on them. But I never had that privilege, so I saw an advert in the newspaper. Okay. Singer wanted. It wasn't the days of reality shows. Okay. Nowadays,
it's all over. You just go.
It's reality show. You go if you're able to sound like someone, you're able to get a record there. But it was close to that. So you go for rehearsals. Other singers. I went there. There were other singers who were there. Some had the experience because they've been playing with, bands like that before, you know. But I went in and 2 of us were chosen. Okay. And the other guy, my colleague, he was more experienced. So we were asked to come back. And I didn't go. Because I felt, no, they were picking. But when, nowadays, I know that it is my mission here. I was asked to come and do this. And so wherever you go, like Jonah, you can go and hide in the belly of the whale.
Fish you out.
Destiny will find you.
Yeah.
So
and that's how come
Mr.
Music Man. Speaking of you traveling outside recently, and before we continue, let me congratulate you on your honorary award at Burkina Faso.
Thank you.
Did you go there? How did it happen?
I went there. They've been chasing me for the past 4 or 5 years. It's an event that is held every year. It is to remember the great Bob Marley, and also to remember the Africans who started this reggae music with the message, positive message, and keeping the tradition of reggae music. So you have the Alpha Blondies. I mean, this year when I was there was this Ishmael Isaacs, who is a big reggae guy in Ivory Coast. There was a top reggae artist from Mali, from Benin, from Burkina, from all they were there. So this year I decided, okay, and they were able to convince me. So I said, okay, let me come and see what was happening.
But how was the experience like?
It was great. It was great. They love our music. And I've been there for, they have this festival they do every year for movies. What's the name? FESPACO. Okay. It's a festival they do, I think, every 2 years or so.
Okay. For the movie industry?
For the movie industry and the African art. It's different and big. Okay. You have people trooping in from France, Europe, and all that, you know. I performed there about 7 years ago for FESPACO. I've been there to do a few shows, but this time when I went there, I had the opportunity to perform 2 songs, and they were like, Kojo, you should be coming to Burkina, you know, and it was nice. They are neighbors, and for them to
thought it wise.
Yes.
I know, right? Do you feel that we're not being celebrated here in Ghana enough? Because we try as much as possible to celebrate our legends and remember legends and legacy for one time. Or your performance was fantastic.
You were there?
I was there.
Good.
But do you feel that Ghanaians generally, we don't celebrate our legends or our craft enough here?
I believe it goes deeper than that. I believe we've gone through a lot of challenges. The era that I was speaking about, the time that I was playing in a band that we were touring the whole nation, there were the avenues, the opportunity was there. If my band, after the Boom Talents, I joined a band called the Classic Candles.
Classic candles.
Classic candles. Okay, it was named after the German composer Handel.
Okay.
If there was, I mean, if you speak about Beethoven, you speak about Mozart, Handel is also.
Okay.
You know, so there you get a Ghanaian band which was named after a German composer who died in the 16th century or something.
Should be big.
You know. So there were opportunities. If that band decide, I mean, if you see our poster that we are touring Greater Accra, you come to Circle, there's Lido, there is Tiptoe, there is Apollo Theatre, there is even where you have Société Générale. Ring Road, there was a performing. I mean, then you go to Solam Down, you go to Kotobabi, so you could be touring. There was that, I mean, opportunity that you could just survive as a musician, and you can play from the coast to the north. There were groups all over, you know, and then we went through the coup d'etats and the curfews. So at a certain point, we were asked to sleep around 7 o'clock when there was a curfew. Probably you were not born. You were still in heaven.
We're still listening.
You were still in line.
That's why I'm so grateful we're having this conversation.
Good.
Because, I mean, there's a lot to learn.
Sure. See, so people were asked to sleep. I think the beginning it was 7 o'clock. Then they moved it to 9 o'clock.
Okay.
We survived our system was in the night.
Yeah.
So how were you able to go and fix your instruments, finish playing before 9 for the one who will come to the audience, have time enough to go back home?
Yeah.
That was when you had the spinners, the what do you call, Skyhawks.
Okay.
Different spinners coming because they could easily plug their gadgets and start playing the songs.
Yours is live band.
And all the musicians went on the ground. Some of us had the opportunity to leave the country.
Okay.
Others took refuge in the churches. That was when church music became vibrant, with a lot of instruments and all that, you know. Others went to Agege, Nigeria.
Yeah, I remember Agege back.
So, you see, so the night life was completely wiped out. We had studios. I'm not talking about those computers now. We had Ghana Film Studio. We had other studios that you could go there and record your own sound as a group. But because of that, fortunately for us, those who went to Europe started recording. That's how you had great musicians like George Darkon, Rex Gemfi, John Kay, Ben Bracon, and all. That was how they emerged. They emerged with a good sound that sounded like any recordings recorded anywhere in the world. And that's how the Burger High Life thing erupted. And then others followed. You understand what I'm saying? That night life, that opportunity for a musician to survive playing gigs is no more there. The difference now is you have musicians who come out of studio before they become musicians. Then you hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, we want to make more life. We want to make more life." I started on stage before entering the studio. They enter studio before coming on stage. So they have to be groomed for stage. The moment you have one hit is a time for your manager to tell you, "Hey, let's have you get you ready for stage." How do you connect in this song? How do you connect with the audience? Even when you have just a track, a single out, it's not time for you to go out there and play. That's my advice. That's my advice. But you need a repertoire. You need a repertoire of about 30 minutes that you can sustain a crowd. You do this one, do the next one, you know, then, I mean, but
we'll get there.
I hope so.
I think we'll
I
get
hope
there.
so. I hope so.
We'll get there. But a lot of people too, I'm not sure, the young ones, we're still talking about the young ones. A lot of people don't know that you were the first Ghanaian to ever receive a nomination from the BET Awards. I'm talking about the BET Awards because BET happened just 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Ghana actually missed out. We had Davido picking the Best International Act. Okay. We still went for an African country. Kwesi Arthur was in the Best Viewer's Choice. He didn't win. He lost out to SJ, Sajay. I mean, I can't pronounce the names. So. But how was the experience like for you looking back?
I was nominated.
Yeah.
You know, it was the first time BET decided to do that category. And I think I was there with P Square.
Okay.
I was there with two Nigerians there. I remember the name.
I remember the P Square.
Okay. I was there with P Square and I mean a lot of great guys. The experience was great. I mean, it was good to see Prince on stage, D-Barge, Puff Daddy and all of them. And it was good to see how they coordinate those, each performance for every artist. The main thing was done for television, for the viewers, you know. But we were in the hall and we will be told, okay, we're going on air. They start counting, all seats must be occupied and all that. That experience was great for me. It confirmed something. They have all the gadgets.
Okay.
We don't. We are limited in terms of gadgets when it comes to performance, but we're doing good.
Yeah.
We're doing very good because with the few gadgets that we have, we're able to produce. I mean, when you go to to see shows now, I started that theoretical intros and outros, and I saw Puff Daddy. I love him because he was hands-on. He was not just sitting back. I mean, he was producing his own thing. He was sitting with computer with 4 of his guys. So it was like, okay, we do this and we do that. And I love that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that experience I love, and it was good to see D-Barge. I mean, he went through a whole lot of problems. I mean, rehabilitation because of drug problems, and he was on stage, and his voice sounded as golden as when, you know. Yeah. And then I saw Prince being honored. And these are people that have played their songs, listened to them, watched them from afar.
Can you imagine?
You understand what I'm saying? So being in the same auditorium with them was inspiring. Was inspiring.
Great. Yeah. I've seen that you've worked with a couple of the young ones. Ifya. I mean, we've seen a lot of people trying to, is it mimic or they try to do your song, especially Senel Sivuken Do. I love that song. I don't know why, but I mean, if you're my lover out there, I mean, we should be singing this song. So I've seen that you've performed this particular song with Ifya. Who else did you work with apart from Nanaya?
I have worked with a whole lot of them.
Okay.
But it's unfortunate that people do not see that as a platform. You see, I started these annual event, yearly event of 24th December show, Kogentri at the National Theatre, over 2 decades ago. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. That is the platform you speak to Reggie Rockstone. Yeah. We gave him the first break for people to hear Ago, Amen. When Reggie came down with, he was like weird. Twice we gave him the platform. And that platform has seen a lot of pullback. All the Ghanaian musicians have used that platform. You understand what I'm saying? It's where you get to perform live, you get to do whatever you want to do. That is one where I've worked with a lot of the young. When you talk about studio work, I've worked with a lot of, I've worked with Continue. Currently I'm working with, I've done something with Stoneboy. I've done something with, we're still mixing it. I've done something with Kofi Kenata. Okay. There's something with R2B that, I mean, I work with everyone.
Okay.
Because the new trend of music, listen close.
Okay.
You will hear the elements of what I've been doing
For a
So
very long time.
we've gone a full circle.
What goes around comes
We've gone a full
around.
circle. See, I told me lines.
And you're not growing old. You're still here.
Music.
For how many decades?
You see, for music, I mean, with music, it is the only profession that you go to. Of course, there's a lot of stress in it
Yeah.
when you're a perfectionist, but it's the only place that you mount the stage or you walk to the stage and everyone is smiling. People are happy to see you.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Really
I get on stage and I don't want to leave.
Oh, you feel that too?
Sure.
So let me give you an instance where you came on stage. We weren't expecting you on stage because it was a fear that was built up recently.
Okay. I remember that. 2 years ago.
We're just expecting a fear or somebody else, maybe a papa to come and sing a song. And then, and you see, a fear, I don't know whether they tried to surprise her. So we were just looking for the person who would sing next. And then the voice, you know, people can imitate. I mean, they can actually sing and you feel like it's Kojochi singing.
Yeah.
So, and then you came out.
Yeah.
I could tell you, I was sitting in front. I saw people fainting. Oh, Mr. Music Man.
Yeah.
I did the same thing
You
too.
did.
I didn't want to tell them. But how do you feel with, you know, so much love coming from the people? How your music has, you know, impacted a lot of people and still is impacting people.
Blessed. That's all I can say. It's, I mean, I've mentioned a lot of guys that like the George Darko.
Yeah.
We go way back.
Yeah.
We were doing all these Bob Marley, and with that we were able to travel to Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, and to still be in the system and be doing songs that, great songs that become evergreen.
Yeah.
Songs that people, I mean, every day if I go through my Facebook, someone is saying something, when is your next album?
Album coming. You have so much album. We're still...
there's one that's there now that someone said, oh, I can't stop listening to you, you are still that. I love to hear that, but I try not to be
all bougie about it. Like you don't want it to get into your head. You're always working.
You know, the ego.
Yeah.
You have to try as much as you can to tame it. You understand what I'm saying? So I try as much as I can when I'm writing my songs, when I'm about mixing them, when I'm about working with new guys to bring new vibes into it, to just remain as hungry as when I started.
You're always, your songs are always like, it has an element of love in there. You are always preaching loud to one lady or a dear penna singing, I mean, love songs for a lady.
Yeah.
I mean, what is the inspiration behind most of the songs that are always love-based? Is it inspired by your wife?
My wife plays a major role in my songs. I said it before that she appears in my songs with different names. She appeared in the recent one as Adia Penna. But I write from I love to listen. I believe that we're given 2 ears and 1 mouth because we have to listen more.
Yeah.
And as a songwriter, as a composer, as somebody who wants to be very current, you need to always be on your guard, looking for words. So conversations are not just conversations. When I speak to you, I'm looking for you to drop a word that I can use in a song. You know, and then the song must be current. People everywhere must relate to the song. So when I sing about a deep, and I'm singing for every special woman in the world, because that's the one that I write for. Instead of maybe mention, okay, I've done that, but I usually don't mention names in my song. But if I'll look for a word that will represent everyone.
Everything, yeah.
And I love that because love is something that everybody can relate to.
People get broken hearts all the time.
All the time. We live in a masculine world, especially our part of the world. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you see, as an artist, you have to determine where you want to be.
Okay.
Nowadays, you hear a lot of bangers. You go to see, I've come to produce a banger. Yeah. After the party, you will go home.
Yeah.
When your heart is broken, I become the pillow which waits for you on your bed. When your tears are coming, I'm the one who will help. So my music becomes like the one that will console you. The music becomes the one that will give you hope that there is life after, love after a broken heart.
Yeah.
I mean, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to determine where you want to be. Yeah. Do songs for the party, but when you do songs for our ladies, you can never go wrong.
I hope they're listening. Do songs for ladies.
Yeah.
Like, create a song just for me. Yeah. But you have been in this industry, what's celebrated. We have to celebrate legends like the Music Man, Mr. Music Man. It's actually a track on his album. And the Maestro, popularly called the Maestro. Give us, for the young ones out there who are still struggling to become who they want to become in the music industry, what is the way forward? Earlier we were talking about, before the program, we're talking about how to project our music to the rest of the world. What can we do?
I think it has become very difficult for musicians to survive doing music. We live in an era that everybody is a star because they have their Facebook. Everybody is a publisher. People don't have time to listen to music, to create moods. Some time ago, I came out around the time that people were creating their own moods at home. Okay. You be at home, you put in CDs that you want to listen. Yeah. Nowadays, you're in front of your computer or your phone, and then you're checking what is going on social media. So you listen to music in the background. So even music that we are doing now, you can only market it with images.
Yeah.
I came out at a time that music can stand on its own without an image.
Yeah.
America hasn't got a video, but it still
relevant.
Was able to cross over. The times are difficult because you have all these new gadgets that are coming that attacks music in volumes. People speak about music on their iPad, it is not about who played what, it is about the quantity of music I have on my iPad. Oh, Charlie, I have about 5,000 songs on my... It doesn't matter who played it. You understand what I'm... Times have changed. But I believe we would definitely get there. For the young artists, my first advice will be believe in yourself. And say something. If I say something, the songs of today are self-centered. It's about me and my baby. Baby, do that for me. Shake that thing for me. Baby, do that. Oh, my beautiful lady. It's all that I hear. That's all that. I'm not talking about just Ghanaian musicians. I'm talking about African musicians. But we produce people like Fela.
It looks like time is not on our side.
Yeah, I'll come back. We'll do this again.
You promise that you'll come back?
Sure.
Are you sure?
We will. Just find 3 hours for me the next time. I'll come back when my book is ready.
Yeah. So how far are we with the book?
I've been on it for the past 7-8 years.
Okay.
I think I've gathered enough. I mean, it's not an autobiography.
Okay.
I think the autobiography will still come. But I believe I've been blessed enough to I have all these, I've crossed paths with all the great African musicians, Angelique Kidjo, Papa Wemba, Yusundu.